Hello, hello. Bl'Artagnan here, bringing you Umbral Equinox Noctis. We're not using Noctis on the stage, which feels like it could have been a mistake, but here we are, bringing a no burst, no synergy team featuring Strago, Warrior of Light, and Ashe. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You know the drill. It helps me out quite a bit in terms of reach, engagement, and YouTube statistics. Helps the channel grow, and gives me the warm fuzzies inside. So if you want to give Bl'Art the warm fuzzies, this is the way to do it. The way to a man's heart is apparently through his like button, which sounds way dirtier now that I've said it out loud. I apologize for that. We're bringing Strago, our good friend Grandpa there, along with his bestie Ashe, and Warrior of Light because these guys deal a lot of HP damage. That all attack they do, that they have queued up as Flare Star, which is kind of dangerous. When they start floating, they do Globulated Crush Plus, which is really scary. So some intimidating stuff. Luckily, it's entirely mitigatable. These guys fall into that category I've been talking about of tricky fights where who are not, not nearly as threatening now as they were when they first debuted. Which is, of course, great because who enjoys reliving trauma? Luckily, Warrior of Light is able to keep us completely safe against all of their their HP attacks, their all attacks. And Strago, even though this isn't a 3-enemy fight, is still putting out respectable damage, especially fueled by Ashe, her LD with her Queen's Order buff. Actually, quite a bit of HP damage up on this team between Warrior of Light and Ashe. I will say this is probably the most threatening of the three fights because of this orb. This is a... Speaking of kind of taking threatening things and making them non-threatening on the rerun, this actually is an orb similar to the Eldnarsh Chaos Worm Lufenia raid. I don't know if you remember that one. That one had a break orb, but it was plus 13 or something when you broke. It was not an issue. It was to sell no-walls rebreaking, but in practice, it was just you break them when they unbreak. Okay. Here, it unbreak. It's the same deal, except it goes up by 4 and caps at 8. This means that you're going to find a lot of situations where they just naturally aren't going to unbreak in time for you. Especially if they're, for instance, buffing themselves, or instead of hitting you, or if you're using a Warrior of Light and absorbing their brave attacks on shields. So that was maybe not the smartest thing for me to do here, but it is a very safe thing to do, right? Luckily, we have Strago here, who has rebreaks in his kit. That's kind of the trick for this fight, is you bring a rebreaker. You bring Strago, Noel, Gabranth. Obviously, those latter two have a lot more rebreaks than Strago does, which is why they're probably a little bit better for the stage than he is overall, in terms of kind of opening up the other units you can use. When I say that, I'm just using generically good units here. It's not like I had to special order or anything. In any case, we're getting nervous about that orb there. I hate doing this because we have the free Quasar and our EX, but so I guess we're gonna have to summon. The alternative there would have been using an LD, which would have felt just kind of shitty. Gonna keep pushing them back now. There's an interesting decision you have to make once they go below 50%, or well, not have to, can make when they go below 50%. Because the orb is going to disappear and reappear once they've used their Globulated Crush ability. And so you could just kind of no-turn them from that point on and the orb will never reappear. The one downside to that is I believe they seem to take some reduced damage or something while they're in the air. I don't know the details, but they just seem to take less damage. So that's just something you have to kind of figure for yourself. What do I want out of this? Letting them unbreak so we can rebreak them both. Well, I say rebreak as if I don't just mean Saber Soul. Feels so good for that move to deal max damage. Okay, so B is going to go ahead and be cleansed. Only one of them cleansed there, I guess. I don't know if they need to be floating or what the mechanic is there. It's a testament to how this fight kind of works out that I didn't really think too hard about the mechanics of it. So I got a rebreak there with Cloud of Darkness with the LD first so we could go ahead and let Strago act the turn after. And for some reason I got a free turn out of that. I don't know how this worked. And weirdly enough, that gave me another free turn. So I don't know what happened here, but this is actually Mark of the TCC podcast fame. His Cloud of Darkness. Thank you, Mark, for the cloud. Very powerful, very good. Extremely eager to steal turns. I'm a little bit confused about what happened there, but here we are. Just sitting here with our 1 turn left Cloud of Darkness, trying to maximize that. Strago getting those instant and rebreaks to keep pushing them back. Gonna go ahead and get that Kurasame on them now. Yeah, I'm not crazy, right? Like, Cloud of Darkness went LD, free turn, burst on the free turn, got another free turn, which then, after LD'd in order to give another free turn? I was a little bit surprised by that. Wasn't sure how that happened, but we'll deal. Probably should have just LD'd on that last turn there. Forgot they can't be delayed while they're in midair, but it's okay. We'll survive. I didn't want them to jump up and lose the lasers, which we ended up doing anyway. So a little bit of a potentially misplayed Cloud of Darkness friend there, but we'll do our best. We'll make it work. Bring him up. We'll go ahead and use our last Grand Delta, even though we have EX charge, because we want to maximize that 5-stack Hyoro debuff and just kind of keep the orb away as long as possible, just to be on the safe side. Try and shield. We use our last bitter end here for the same reason. This is the time to pump out as much damage as we can. Quasar. So you see here, the Brave hit's not really capping it, but I mean, the HP damage speaks for itself. Whew. They're finally using their Globulate Crush and getting their orbs back, just in time for us to not really care about that. Like I say, I've been having such a fun time the past few weeks using Strago and Ashe together. They're a hoot. Intentionally not breaking A so that we can actually get some orb action when we break them. I guess the orb action's coming now because I'm not going to turn down a Saber Soul. More of that delicious max damage this late in the fight. You'll love to see it. Go ahead and break B for the orb. He's generally scared of their attacks, except not really, because Warrior of Light's tremendous and we love them. The thing to be careful about with these guys is they have a lot of high turn rate moves, and that can move them into a position where you're not ready to break them when you're not expecting, because they're getting too many turns. So gotta just be careful about that. Okay, we're okay just using one last Queen's Order here. We're gonna finish these guys off with another Saber Soul. And with that, I know you're floating, you're very scary, we're all very intimidated. There we go, photo finish. And there we have it, all 3 Equinox fights, no burst, no synergy, no fear. Perfect. I hope you enjoyed the video, appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.